Huh? Huh? Yeah, you're fired. Get off my set. I've been meaning to check out Mallrats again. I just between getting sick, fucking, I haven't really got around to too much tonight at all. This week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What about you? Did you go through your David and Margaret stuff a bit more? Did you go through the archives?
Yeah, still on that. Yeah. I've been watching some episodes from 1996.
Oh
I saw
shit,
them
eh?
yeah, I saw them review Casino, Leaving Las Vegas, which I've never seen. I have a copy ready to go. I might watch that on the weekend. And I listened to their review on 12 Monkeys. That was a pretty big movie at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, Jumanji. Yeah, 95. Yeah, that sounds about right. That would have been around the time frame.
Yeah, because things were different back in those days. We didn't have the worldwide releases that we do now.
Yeah, it was about a
Because
year in between drinks when over the US got it. It took us about 7 or so months to get the release.
yeah, because I noticed I went back even earlier, and like their review for Hook was part of their 1992 season, even though it sort of snuck in technically in 1991. I actually went looking for the Terminator 2 episode, and I found it. I'd almost given up, but I clicked on this random episode from 1991 and I found it. But the kicker was David didn't host that night. They had Margaret and a replacement. So, but yeah, I found it.
Yeah, all right. And how did that go?
Oh, very interesting. It's so fun to go back and see these contemporary to the time reviews. It was at the time the most expensive movie ever made. A lot was given to the special effects, the T1000 and other things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and it's sort of been diluted with the passage of time with all these sort of girl boss characters, but yeah, just full of praise for Linda Hamilton's performance, because that was very sort of groundbreaking at the time. You never really saw like a tough female action hero to that sort of extent.
Yeah.
What else did I find interesting? It was probably the sort of first inkling that Cameron was starting to be a bit more style over substance. Margaret preferred the Terminator 1, which does have a lot more heart and is probably better written. And it's funny, you don't
she's
realize it
clearly a
as.
woman of impeccable taste because I think the first one's better as well.
Yeah, and it's funny how just much of a carbon copy it is. Like Terminator 2 pretty much copies the entire plot from T1. It only pivots in a different direction when the Cyberdyne plot creeps in, because like T1 steers one way when Sarah makes the bad decision to call her mother and
Give
doesn't
me your
realize
address,
that the
dear.
Terminators killed her, whereas they're too smart for that in the second one. So they needed a reason to get them back into the city. They've outrun the threat, the danger, and they can just keep running forever. But they need something to pull them back into the city and back into harm's way and put them on the T-1000's radar again. And that was the Cyberdyne plot with Dyson and all that.
Oh shit!
So,
Rudy just made a mention that it's actually Hayden Panettiere's birthday today.
right,
After the
yeah.
news, fucking Christ! There you go.
Yeah, that was a big story a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's wow, crazy. Really, that close of a shave? Oh yeah. But I think Betty White was another one, wasn't she? Didn't she cark it like a mere hours before her 100th birthday?
Yeah, I can't remember, but
Oh, something
probably,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, like I say, and doesn't the T1000 have like a 40-minute, like 50-minute absence? from the
Oh,
movie.
close to it. Yeah.
Like it's like he's, you're kind of under the impression if you haven't seen it in a while, the T-1000 is after him the entire time. Like he disappear. You kind of forget about him after a certain point.
Yeah, it's probably worse in the extended version. It's not that bad in the theatrical cut, but yeah, but I guess there is a story reason for it. All of his leads have been exhausted, and I think it does pay off because when you see him again after half an hour or 40 minutes or so, he rocks up at Dyson's house, which is a pretty cool moment because the T-800 warns them about that, and so after they've left for Cyberdyne when he rocks up wearing the aviators and the bike uniform helmet. It's a it just sort of snaps back into focus. Yeah, because you do get lulled into a false sense of security by heading back into the city. They've put themselves on his radar again.
So that's a nice bike.
Yeah, I love that.
But isn't
Yeah, I
it
love it.
isn't it interesting how like the T-800 starts off with a bike, and then like what by the end of it they're driving around in a SWAT van, whereas the T-1000 is the complete opposite, driving around a patrol vehicle. It ends up with just a motorcycle at the end.
Yeah, it's something that the novelization kind of fleshed out. It's not overly clear in the film, is that um, the T-1000's physical strengths are a lot greater, but he's a little bit behind the eight ball, whereas the T-800 is able to process the situation a lot more effectively. Because yeah, it didn't occur to the T-1000 like well into the story that a bike would be better for him, whereas the T-800 knew it instantly. He needs to get to his target fast. It needs to be maneuverable, and yeah, but then it becomes sort of again, it becomes useless once there's three of them, and they need something better. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of fleshed out in the novelization by Randall Frakes. It's somewhat clear in the movie, but yeah, because the sort of T-1000, so he's sort of a little bit behind the eight ball the whole film. He shows up at the foster home, and the T-800's already been there. So
yeah,
um,
because that's where you like. It's probably the um one instance where that sort of where you actually see it in practice that the T-1000 has to physically touch things to get readouts on them and things like that. Like, do you remember
yeah,
that deleted scene where it's inside of John's bedroom and it's like
yes,
scanning everything in there, like the posters on the wall and all of that? Like, it's physically touching everything in the bedroom.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
finds the letters from
Uh,
Pescadero.
Yeah, I don't think there's, and that's when it gets the idea to go after Sarah. But what I find interesting about that is that I don't think in the theatrical cut it ever displays that ability. Like the movie just kind of drops it completely. Like not only did
Yeah,
Cameron remove that, but it removed all mentions of it. So there's not like a
no,
random.
there is one brief mention of it. After he kills the foster mother, it cuts back to John, and Arnie briefly mentions that it can only imitate you if it touches you. When
Yeah,
they
but like the scanning
before
of
the
the
two,
objects and all of that though, like things that
yeah,
it physically touches, that's completely gone. But it does need to make physical contact to be able to mimic you.
yeah, that's right, yeah. So yeah, it was and they actually spoke to Jim Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger on the show, and just talking about the special effects and things like that because they were pretty groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a blast. What else? And I found some movies that I've missed the first time, and yeah, so I've had a blast sort of just stocking up. But it's kind of you just sort of know as well. It's a product of its sort of time, and you know they. No, I guess I'm a little bit nostalgic for a bygone era because I always felt you could trust a David Stratton review. He just had that sort of statesman like quality about him, whereas you don't get that with Red Letter Media and The Critical Drinker or Jeremy Johns or anyone anymore.
Mm.
It's they just layer it up too much, whereas
I'm
David was all about the films.
I'm tired of hearing those names as if they're supposed to mean something. Like,
It's ridiculous what passes for film criticism these
I
days. Like, how
know.
did we go from that to that, in the space of 3 decades?
Oh, well,
Um,
David Stratton was worth 1 million of them fuckers, and he knew it.
mm. and yeah, so I've just been watching random episodes from random seasons. The 1996 seasons I'm watching from beginning to end, but I watched their review of the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes. I just put on a random episode while I cooked tea the other night,
He who
and
defies the apes, and it's Marky Mark.
yeah, underwhelming. I thought it's an interesting one because the criticism was leveled at the Sam Raimi Doctor Strange movie as well. It doesn't feel like a Tim Burton film. He's very good at that evocative, moody, dark, gothic sort of atmosphere, but none of that is really present in his Apes film. And Sam Raimi, you know a Sam Raimi when you see one with Evil Dead and Darkman and the Spider-Man trilogy, but there's nothing in that Doctor Strange movie that is overtly Sam Raimi. Like, why hire him if you're not going to let him do his thing? It
Well,
just
let's
seems,
let's let's hire Sam Raimi, but we're gonna get him to take all the Sam Raimi-ness out of the movie.
yeah, yep. So yeah, that's how I've been spending some time of my week. There's some interesting casting choices. I noted this week and last week. So Ryan Gosling has been cast as Ghost Rider in an upcoming project. Have you had much to do with that one, the Marvel
uh,
Comics Ghost Rider?
nah, not really. Like, I mean, Zombie probably knows this a lot about me, but I mean, apart from sketching him a few times, I think Ghost Rider sucks. It's like, man, dude, your head's on fire.
Yeah.
Like, he is too much. Um, in the grand scheme of things, like, just look at this fuckhead. Like, like I'm sure it's an interesting comic premise and all of that. It's just a shit Marvel one.
Yeah.
That's just sort of how I've always been with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I've never. I remember there was a big storyline in the 1990s called Siege of Darkness that I remember reading. Because Marvel called them the Midnight Suns. You had their sort of supernatural sort of posse of characters like Ghost Rider and Blade and a few others. Doctor Strange, interestingly enough, he found himself falling in with them. There was a character called Blaze who had like this cybernetic Kano kind of eyepiece, and a few others. So I remember reading that. He's a character I've wanted to sort of get into more, but yeah, I've had a hard time um, sort of
dude,
getting into him. But I just sort of noticed that, you know, they seem um, to be giving him a big push and trying to make him a thing because I mean he's obviously a very well established star and there's been a couple of Ghost Riders. There was the Johnny Blaze one, who Nicolas Cage played in his films, and there was another one in the 90s called Danny Ketch, who had the demon
yeah, that's
um,
right. Yeah.
bonded to him. And I believe there's been a third one in the interim, but I forget his name. He popped up on that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Okay,
I
so they
forget his
haven't
name.
actually said which version Gosling is. I'm willing to bet
No, I
it's
don't believe
probably going to
so.
be the Blaze one because just that seems to be the most popular one. Um,
Yeah, I found it interesting that so Howard Mackie wrote the 1990 series, and he was absolutely savaged for his work on Spider-Man, but his work on the Ghost Rider book in the 1990s is often considered his best work. So I found that kind of interesting.
Dude, your head's on fire.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
such
remember
a
watching.
striking design.
I remember watching DG play a Marvel vs. Capcom game, right? And you've got like Dante and Mega Man, and you've got your Spider Mans and your Captain Americas and your Chris Redfields and Ghost Rider standing there. And I get that it's a massive two enterprises crossing over, like kind of stuff. But dude, your fucking head's on fire. Like he fits in nowhere. He fits in nowhere. Like is the problem with him. Like like I think that's why the Nick Cage one works because it's totally divorced from everything. I think that's why those movies actually work. Zombie made a mention. I like the Nick Cage versions, but the second one was shithouse. Not his fault though. Yeah, but I'm willing to bet you it was probably a fucking awesome performance from him though, wasn't it? Like the full cage, mate. Cage match. What was the second one? Like what? Spirit of Vengeance, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ghost Rider: Spirits of Vengeance.
Yeah, I never saw that one. I did see
Yeah,
the
I think I
first one
did
though.
once.
Was the first one
Um,
the one with Sam Elliott? Whatever one Sam Elliott was in, I've seen that one. It's
I
been a
think that was
while
the
though.
second one.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen these. Because again, like, dude, your head's on fire. I think the last run in I had with Ghost Rider that I didn't draw was when the whole COVID craziness was fucking kicking off, and what a mate of mine posted on Twitter. Here's my side effects from the second dose of the vaccine, and it was Nick Cage turning into Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking gold.
Yeah, everyone's a comedian, aren't they?
Yeah, I pissed myself laughing when I saw that. That was so funny. That was the last time I saw anything from those movies, though.
Yeah, saw them when they first came out, but I don't think I've ever revisited them. I did pick up the first couple of volumes from Jason Aaron's run on Ghost Rider, Hellbound and Heaven Sent. Uh, because yeah, his run was sort of widely praised as well for his take on the character.
The
But
only character I can really see this guy working with doesn't belong to the big two. I honestly think his best fit would be Spawn. Um,
yeah, that's a good point as
like
well.
he
Yeah.
could easily work in any type of Spawn, which dips into, heaven and hell with the Redeemers and Malbolgia. You can Ghost Rider is fucking right at home in a Spawn comic. He sucks in Marvel and DC. That's just the short and skinny of it.
Well, they've tried to make him a thing for a while. I remember he had an appearance in the 1990s Fantastic Four cartoon. I mean, of all the places to pop up, before the 1990s Spider-Man wrapped up, John Semper Jr. said that they had written a script or a treatment for an episode where he would guest star in that. Because I think Spider-Man met them all. He teamed up with the X-Men and Blade and Captain America, Doctor Strange. So Iron Man was in
Yeah, and
one
War
or two
Machine was
episodes.
in there as well.
Yeah,
Like fucking Silver Surfer, I think was in one as well. Like, yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Silver Sable.
yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah, Silver Sable.
so yeah, they've tried to sort of give him a push here and there over the years. The other um, casting choice, so they released the initial lineup of the X-Men, which I found a little bit underwhelming. They've cast Professor X, Cyclops, Storm, Jean, and Emma Frost, and Rogue. The girl from Obsession is the new Rogue, and I found that a little bit underwhelming until the final cast member was Adam Driver, who's been cast as Mr. Sinister. I'm thinking, wow, that's a bit interesting.
Hmm.
So, yeah, he's playing Nathaniel Milbury, who's an alias for Nathaniel Essex, who's Mr. Sinister. So it'll be interesting to
Yeah,
see.
I've been waiting
Um,
for Mr. Sinister to make a splash for a while now, and like to be honest, I probably would have done him before fucking Apocalypse. Um,
yeah, well,
like,
he was teased at the end of
yeah,
the
I
book.
know. It
Um,
seemed like a step back,
yeah,
like it is what it was, and Apocalypse was shithouse. I've heard some people ranting and raving about the casting of X-Men and all of that. I'm like, well, guys, what'd you expect? Like our X-Men movie was cast 25 fucking years ago, 26
yeah.
years ago.
Well,
Like,
I'm not so much about the actors. I just found the lineup underwhelming. But I know there's more on the way. I mean, I think of Days of Future Past, like Hugh Jackman's involvement was announced last, even though it turns out he was on board first. So I'm guessing, but I mean, where's Beast? Where's Wolverine? Where's Colossus? I just found the actual lineup of characters underwhelming.
yeah, like why the
Sadie
fuck is Emma Frost there? Like for real?
Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, that makes sense, and I believe she made an appearance in this new Spider-Man film, I'm told. That
all
could be
right.
one of the reasons why it's doing so well, because it's laying some pipe for some groundwork for
I totally laid the
future.
cable on Emma, dude.
Yeah.
Zombie wants to know, Miracle Man, have you seen the Moon Knight series and what are your thoughts are on it if you have?
Ooh. No, I haven't seen the series. I am familiar with the character though. I did read the comics, so they've had a couple of cracks at um, Moon Knight. Marvel have over the years. I did read the relaunch around 2005 or six with I think Charlie Huston and David Finch was the illustrator on that. He's so Joe Quesada, who was the editor in chief at the time. They really see a lot of potential in Moon Knight. I think they called him Marvel's Batman if they can ever get him right. So I do remember reading that, and I love the whole sort of idea around the character with all the different aliases and all the sort of stuff that goes on with that. But yeah, I do have to get around to the Moon Knight limited series. I've seen WandaVision and I've seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they were quite good. I mean, credit where it's due. I enjoyed both of them, but I still need to get to Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night and a few other ones. So, but yeah, big.
I remember for the longest time, like what they had a bullseye on Keanu Reeves to be Moon Knight. Like I
Yeah,
remember that was one of
did
the
they?
big rumors that was going around for the longest time. Hey DG, keeping it DG as always.
Yeah, so I think it was Oscar Isaac, wasn't it?
I believe so in the final product of it. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Like there was just this constant push that it was going to be Keanu Reeves no matter what. Um, all right, I guess. I don't know why you'd want it to be him. I mean, he's covered up the whole time. Like it's like I don't really get the Ghost Rider casting with Ryan Gosling when the guy's head's going to be on fire the whole time. Like anyone could be that, you know?
yeah. Well, it just seems like a role that he wouldn't really do. So I'm curious to see how it all works out. Yeah, Moon Knight is Mark Spector. But what's interesting about him is he's got all these other aliases, like Stephen Grant and a few others. He pretends to be a millionaire and he pretends to be a taxi driver. He's got all these sort of different personalities, or he pretends to be different people to sort of plug into the underworld and sort of tackle crime that way.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's a bit of a tough sell to me. I've always thought Moon Knight was a bit of a myth. My first exposure to him was the Ultimate Alliance video game.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure I might have seen him sometime prior to that, but if I had, I'd totally forgotten about it. And when Ultimate Alliance came out, he caught my eye with the whole all white thing. He really stood out of the lineup, but nothing really about him got me in the end.
Yeah, I remember I first encountered him, yeah, as I mentioned a moment ago, he's had a few cracks in the comics where Marvel have given him a push. They tried to bring him back in the sort of mid to late 90s, and I remembered that book, but I didn't
Hmm.
read it too much. And yeah, I do remember they tried again in 2005 or 6 with some A-list talent, and I'm not sure how long it ran for, but yeah, the artwork by David Finch was just stellar. So um, yeah,
Yeah,
he,
all right.
he made a few brief. I think he was an Avenger as well for sort of sporadically.
Yeah, he's only one of the out of focus guys.
But that's what the Avengers were for years and years.
Yeah,
They were never the big seven the way
yeah, like
the Justice League was. It was always sort of Captain America, Thor, but not always. And you had these sort of random B, C, and D list fan favorite characters.
because that's the thing that cracks me up. Because if a shit kicker like Iron Fist can become an Avenger, anyone can.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't until 2004 that Marvel, but DC kind of lucked into it, where the members of the Justice League were all their biggest selling properties,
Hmm.
and Marvel. sort of thought, you know, let's just put all our biggest selling properties together. Like, why isn't Spider-Man an Avenger? Why isn't Wolverine an Avenger? Um, and then people were saying, no, you can't do that. Wolverine's in X-Men and Spider-Man's a loner. And Joe Quesada, all he can see is dollar signs in his eyes. Because if people are arguing like this, then of course they're going to check it out. Um, and and we sort of have these swings and roundabouts where it's sort of a core group. Because I think Jonathan Hickman was asked, why are you making Wolverine an Avenger? And he basically said, because we like money. um,
Yeah, Rooney, I don't have all day to bark at you, so let's keep this short and sweet.
yeah. But I liked Hickman's take. It's a big team. You're talking 20, 30, 40 characters. He
Hmm.
liked his teams big. So, um, yeah, I loved Hickman's run on Avengers.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Has there been any word if these Oh, well, I get, Alpha's returning in Avengers Doomsday, right?
Yeah, Alf will return.
I've totally stopped taking that thing serious. Not that I ever did. Like, I haven't invested much into it for Doomsday to be a big payoff for me. What about you?
Uh, Much the same. I'm not up to date on all the movements in the MCU. I haven't. What was the last film I saw? Probably that Doctor Strange one, a couple of years ago. But it's just become a little bit messy, hasn't it? I mean,
Hmm.
they were seeding Kang the Conqueror, and the actor got himself into hot water with the law, and so they sort of pivoted away. I'm
Talks with
still
his
not
hands, I see.
sold. Yeah, I'm still not sold on Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. It just
Hmm.
seems a bit of a stunt, but the trailer didn't sort of do much for me. Because I'm not that sort of heavily invested in it. It didn't surprise to the surprise of no one. Of course, they're bringing back all the Avengers. The idea that you'd never see them again was just nonsense. But yeah, I probably will check it out. But yeah, because if they're seeding the Hickman version of Secret Wars, then it will be an epic in every sense of the word. So we'll yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I gotta be honest, man. And I'm probably in the minority on this one. Secret Wars is right up there with the Phoenix Saga to me. Could not care less about it, to be honest.
Mm.
Like
Well,
I get what.
there's two very different takes on it. There's the one
Mm,
from the 80s with the alien costume and all that sort of stuff, but then in 2015 for its 30th anniversary, Hickman, that whole incursion storyline with the multiverse dying, that was the lead into a new Secret Wars, which I think is much better. The all the fragments of these dead worlds form Battle World, and yeah, there's a new Secret Wars.
I've only got one thing to say with this going full steam ahead on X-Men. If they tee up a fucking Phoenix Saga one more time and it totally puts X-Men on ice, enough with the Phoenix Saga. I'm tired of seeing this crap. you know, like it's game ended and X-Men run twice now, and you're gonna try it again. I don't ever want to see Phoenix ever again. Ever. Non-negotiable.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, but that original one, I meant nah, it's been tainted too much by all these takes. I don't care about it anymore.
yeah. Well, it's been done in most media. The first adaptation of it was a five-parter in the 1990s X-Men series, the Phoenix Saga. And yeah, it
Mm,
was done by Brett Ratner in X-Men 3, but uh and then they did the one with Sophie Turner in, was it 2018 or 19? So yeah, they've gone back to
something
the
like
well
that.
a
Like
few times.
I think I fell asleep in that one actually.
I
Um,
never saw it. Greg Hatcher. at the Atomic Junk Shop. He kind of liked it, so I've been meaning to sort of seek it out ever since then. But yeah, I never really got around to it.
Yeah, it never. You know when you've got like that one comic book guy that comes in to the chat and then he tosses out like his favorite issue of Spider-Man and it's fucking Gwen Stacy dying or something crap like that. Like that's how I always feel when people bring up the Phoenix Saga to me. Like, man, I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing in this thing. Like all I ever see is every time someone takes a crack at it, it's pure poison to every series that goes near it, you know? Like and to be honest, I reckon if Singer did stick around and did do X-Men 3, I don't think it would have been better received anyway.
Well, he clearly had an idea for it, which wasn't what we got. But
Hmm.
the other thing that makes it difficult to adapt is it's sort of wrapped up in these other events. It's a guardian of this thing called the Amcron Crystal, which the this distant galaxy, the Shi'ar Emperor Dekan, he wants to take, and it's 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 this interstellar sort of epic, which no
Yeah.
one has the time, inclination, budget, manpower to do. So they've got to do a more grounded take on it, and you'll sort of lose what made it great.
Yeah.
It because it brings in, that like the cartoon did it better because they can bring in the Starjammers and all those sorts of things, and Eric the Red and Lalandra, the Shi'ar Empress. So, but yeah, they all sort of got swept up in this galactic war in another galaxy. So, and the movie adaptations don't do that.
You see, like when I hear things like that, and I get that it's the comic sort of bread and butter and that kind of thing, I just see this is where it's sort of the live action Evangelion argument where I don't think it's going to translate well. I think there's just certain things like what you just said then. I'm trying to imagine that in live action, sprawling over TV and movies, and I'm like, no, what else is on?
Yeah.
Like, because like you're talking like 3,100 hours of watch time to have any idea of what's going on. No, I'm not doing that. No, no. What else is on? you, you know what I mean? Like that's why I miss the Raimi days. Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know about adapting these full-on omnibuses as like even like a Marvel phase, like a moderately sized one, will not translate that well. You know, like not that Dark Phoenix is a blip on the radar at the moment, but this is just another one of those things. Like this is just the example. And like that's sort of why like when I hear Secret Wars, alternate dimensions, and this, that, and the other, and that's on top of like 23 movies over however long it's been, like I don't care. Mm. Is there any sort of collection of stories that people keep pushing to get adapted that you absolutely cannot stand? I mean, Phoenix,
Not,
Phoenix is probably
yeah.
my one, but what have you got one?
Not really, because Marvel did a good job of sort of keeping the bar high. They adapted, Civil War and all those sorts of things that were pretty popular at the time. So they either did that or did their own kind of original story. So they haven't really disappeared into the miasma of sort of bad stories. Some films have been, more underwhelming than others, but no, I don't think there's a sort of um, out and out shocker, and they'd never do it. Like even they aren't that stupid. Like you'd never adapt something like Sin's Past or anything like that. Um,
But I don't think
I
there's many
still
people pushing for it to be adapted. Like, is there one that you
well,
keep
you'd
seeing
probably
rock up all the time that sort of does you in a little bit?
well when you're so you can be a victim of your own success
Yeah.
because the MCU has been running for so long. Eventually, they'll get to the point where they are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Um, I'm still floored by the success of the new Spider-Man film. It's on track. and it will probably get there. It's on track to be the most successful film of all time, which is just astonishing to me. And maybe I just
Fucking
yeah, like
hell!
I know,
like,
right? It's
like
well,
my God.
it's already cleared $2 billion in like barely a fortnight. It probably will take the top spot in another week or two because I don't think there's anything coming out that'll steal its oxygen until December. So um, yeah, because I just sort of look at it.
By the exact same
Maybe
production
it's the
house, so none of it matters in the end anyway.
maybe it's the greatest movie of all time, and I'm just sleeping on it. But
I
I just have a
refuse to
hard time
believe
believing.
that. I refuse to believe that. Come on. At the end
Well,
of the day.
I just look at it in terms of, you know, well, I've been proven wrong. I just honestly thought that Spider-Man's best days at the cinema were behind him. The sort of the dizzying heights of the Raimi trilogy, where it was mopping up the box office left and right. I just thought it would be sort of decent to good sized hits from now on, but this thing is just unstoppable. So yeah, more power to him, I suppose. He's such a beloved character, and this film is striking a chord with everyone all over the world. So good luck to him.
And I can't wait till the honeymoon phase where we talk about, yeah, wasn't that great now, was it? Well, fucking alright. Whatever. Back on track. Let me guess, it's because it wasn't woke or some stupid shit like that.
Well, I was reading The Villain's the Scorpion. I mean,
Come on,
I know,
guys!
right?
My God! like that is as Z list as you can get. Like, is it true that Shocker is in this fucking thing as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't know,
Like,
probably. Yeah.
two, you know those two guys trying to jack the car in Kick Ass that stab
Yeah.
him. Like, those two guys are more interesting than Mac Gargan and Herman Schultz. How the fuck has that movie hit 2 billion? You cannot tell me in your heart of hearts it's truly deserving of it. But I think you've just answered the question there as well, and that is it's got zero competition. What else you gonna see, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
it's
That's
truly
I think that's the real reason more than anything else.
yeah, it's or maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we're sleeping on the greatest thing of all time.
Well, you know
Who
what?
knows?
If we are sleeping on the greatest thing of all time, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
somehow I'll manage.
Yeah. And the final thing that caught my eye was Wolf Creek 3. Not
Oh,
only,
really?
yeah, and it has finished filming. Like I had no idea it was this far along in production.
Oh, but
It's
12 years to the day since the second one? I don't know.
yeah, but there was a long gap between the first and second one as well, so not that long, but it was a while. I think 2005 to 14 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
so
Ugh.
they're no stranger to that, and it's been in the interim, they had those 2 seasons of the television show, which were pretty good, admittedly. I enjoyed both those seasons. But yeah, not only, it's so weird for that one to slip by me. Not only did I miss it being announced, I've missed everything. It's finished filming and it's on track for a release early next year, which yeah, that really caught me. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Yeah, almost. That'll be 2 decades and some change after the first movie.
Yeah,
Like that is an astonishing amount of time.
yeah. Mick Taylor's the name,
I
Rouge
mean,
shooter, and Outback legend.
because when we I used to think like a good decade was like the solid cutoff point to pull the trigger on a sequel. We're literally having discussions now about things that are damn near almost 20 years in between drinks trying to have a sequel now. Like we must have exhausted everything within the decade, you know?
Yeah, I don't
And
mind. I don't mind turning out for Mick. They're pretty good. I think the bar across those decades has been kept pretty high. I thought there was a couple of silly bits in the second one with the kangaroos, but
yeah.
by and large, I was pretty happy. I enjoyed the television show
Oh
as
yeah,
well
with
because
the
it was a
girl.
nice,
Yeah.
Yeah, because she survived and she's hunting him and he's unaware of it. It was a nice twist on it where Mick's being hunted and she's trying to sort of find him and where he is and that. Really
Yeah.
cool. I thought it got a bit stupid towards the end, but I mean, we can't hang things for that, can we?
I mean, the second series with the tourist group, that was just a fucking flat out comedy.
I
That
liked it. I enjoyed it.
I
Very
didn't, man.
entertaining.
That there's probably a reason why the character's been on ice for 12 years. Um,
Well, the reason why is he was,
legal troubles.
yeah,
Yeah,
which was all bullshit as it turns out, and
of
I'm glad
course.
that it's back on. Like he was acquitted in like 2 minutes or something stupid like that. Like what a
Hmm.
fucking joke.
Yeah, and it took
Um,
12 years to get us here. Fucking stupid.
yeah. Um, so yeah, Mick Taylor will be back.
And I also suppose at that point, the age of the character won't really matter. I mean, like it's one thing when you're universally portraying a comic book character who never ages past 25, but when you're Mick Taylor, where the more fucked up you are, the better. Um,
Yeah, I have no
I guess
issues.
it works fine with John Jarrett.
Yeah, I've got no issues at all with his age. He can play Mick Taylor until he's dead. I won't care. I'll go and see it.
You one-eyed, rusted-on Wolf Creek fan.
Yeah. Well, he's just so entertaining. And yeah, I liked I liked when he articulated his thoughts on its popularity. What I can't remember his exact comment, but what people find creepily kind of attractive about him is just how much fun he's having. Like Mick is just in this, and like he is in his element. He's
Hmm.
and it kind of brings it forward in the season, the series. Like, I'm sorry, but I love this sort of shit.
Yeah, I just love this
um,
sort of shit.
yeah,
What about when he's like the bloke is trying to like psychoanalyze Mick when he's like locked him in that storage kit? I just
yeah,
love that. What?
yeah,
That was the one moment that really did make me chuckle.
yeah.
That I just like doing this sort of shit. It's just as short and sweet as that. Like that's why I don't like these fucking cracks at giving Mick an origin story. Like he does not fucking need one.
Yeah, they've kind of flirted with it, and they need to be
Mm.
careful. I think the shows have handled it pretty well. They haven't ruined him. They've given you a little tidbits here and there of his past, but they haven't gone fully fucking dumb about it.
I
They've,
wouldn't do it.
yeah, they,
What is this fetish with fucking people doing this?
yeah,
Like,
there is a flashback in season one. Um, but yeah, it sort of it did it. It got away with it. I think it didn't ruin him for me, but geez, it's a razor wire they're walking when they do it because I don't think he
hmm.
needs one. I just like him as this sort of outback force of nature.
You
But
know, we got to give Michael Myers an origin story. We got to give the Joker an origin story. Lord Zed has to have an origin story. Like, what is
yeah,
this fetish with giving origin stories to things that don't need it?
yeah, totally stupid.
Yeah, because I think that was another reason why I wasn't too keen on that second series because it started doing that. And apparently, there's been like a novel or like a comic series or something that flat out gives him an origin. Like fucking why?
I know there
Like
were a couple of spin-off novels. I've never read them, but yeah, I'm not sure if they delve that deeply into it. But yeah, there were a couple of tie-in novels, I think to the first film. But yeah, I've never got around to reading them. Um, um, I got too much other shit to read, I suppose.
yeah, got any of those Where's Waldo books?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right. So there actually is a third one. Yeah, well there you go then. Yeah, mate. Better homes and gardens, mate.
yeah,
It's been a while since I've seen the other ones. Like I probably haven't seen the second one since it come out.
yeah. I'm much the same. Yeah, I've watched a few random scenes from it on YouTube, but yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it from beginning to end.
Yeah, what was it? Because like the second one, there is quite a tonal shift in that one.
Yeah, a bigger budget. Sort of,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
that's
it
true as
was,
well. Yeah, it did have that, didn't it? Like with the car explosions and all that shit that was going on
yeah,
in the second one.
yeah, yeah, and the kangaroos and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I remember enjoying it. I don't think I've, yeah, I think they've kept the quality pretty high across the decades with that. Like
Well,
I haven't watched one thinking, um, there's been a couple of silly bits here and there in the shows, but I've never thought, like that was just fucking dumb and a waste of time. I think John Jarrett really does bring it. So yeah, he's been pretty good.
well, there's another thing you need to realize on that is that because of all the hoo ha about what I think he got me too'd or something. Um, like
Yeah, well, he
after
was he was acquitted for it.
yeah,
Um,
like after all of that, it hasn't had much chance to fuck itself over yet. Um, like this very well could be the swan song that does it. So has there been a trailer or anything yet, or just an announcement about it? I mean, with the exception of Rudy, I don't really follow any horror circles at all. I mean, the occasional scream might pop up on my radar at some point, but that's pretty much it. And what year was that second series?
yeah, no trailer yet, but shouldn't be too far off if it's coming out in March. I think this first season was around 2016, and the second
Yeah,
season was
17.
around 20. Oh, well, okay, yeah, 2017. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed a bit later than that, but no, I guess you're right.
Oh yeah. The show was renewed for a second season of 6 episodes in February 2017, but they didn't release until mid-December of that year. So that's probably why you're thinking it was a bit later than that. Because we probably didn't see it till 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one was a little bit too um I don't know, a little bit too comedic with its sort of violence. Like I don't think they've ever really got that production value of the first one.
Because it was just so grimy and
I
greasy.
know, it's like watching a snuff film, isn't it? Like that first one. I don't think any of the other things that have been produced have come anywhere close to that unsettling nature of that first one. Like hacking the chick's fingers off. Like I don't think anything like that's happened
Mm.
in these later ones.
Yeah, I got a bullet hole. I'm not whinging, am I?
Yeah, like what does he do? Like he ties a fucking hanky over it or something. Like he's not at all fussed that he got shot in the neck. But it is interesting. I think there's it makes you wonder why no one did it before. Just take that the Wrangler Aussie droven stereotype and turn it into a fucking psycho killer.
Yeah, and it's kind of loosely based on the Ivan Milat murders, but
Yeah,
yeah, because and I think that's why it's so popular and it touched a nerve because you sort of look at Mick and like I don't know a guy like that, but like there's parts of his personality. I've met plenty of guys like that.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
just
So
that
have
sort
I.
of
Yeah,
hard drinking, hard ochre, that yobbo Aussie bloke.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's probably the best way to describe him, eh?
yeah, it's just that turned up to
Yeah,
11.
like the guys like wearing like Jackie Howe singlets and like flannelette shirts and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like the Akubra hat and all of that. Like it's a very like you see that shit everywhere.
yeah,
In all rural areas of Australia. You see that everywhere.
yeah, and the way,
Like
yeah,
you'd never see a Mick Taylor walking down the streets of Melbourne.
no, well, there's
Like
no need for it, you know.
yeah, like you don't see that shit. And it doesn't happen. Yeah, all right. I know what Tarantino for the longest time wanted to do something with him, but I don't think it really differentiated
Eventually he
itself
did.
enough.
Yeah, he has a small role in Django. Unchained. There is talk. I don't know
Mm.
if it was ever
Yeah.
serious or not. He wanted him as stuntman Mike in Death Proof. I'm not sure. It strikes me as a bit of an urban legend, but Tarantino has said that John Jarrett is his favorite, or one of his favorite actors. He does appear, yeah, in Django Unchained right at the very end in a small part. And I think they dodged a bullet with Death Proof. I think Kurt Russell's really good in that film. Because yeah, I watched it about a year or two ago and really enjoyed it. I didn't think much of it when it came out when it first came out, but I do enjoy Death Proof now. It's I enjoyed it much more the second time
But
round.
it's John Jarrett in an original character, right? Like, it's not a cameo from Mick Taylor that goes
No, yeah,
nameless.
it's
Like, it's an
no, he's
actual brand new character that he plays. Like,
yeah, I think he's a
yeah.
slave owner or something. Yeah, I forget, but yeah, he's right at the sort of second last or last scene. Yeah,
No,
he
that's all
appears right
right.
at the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
Django Unchained.
Yeah, never saw it.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it took me. I never saw it when it first came out, but I watched it probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Samuel L. Jackson is phenomenal in it. Yeah, one
Oh,
of
but
his best.
when is he not though? Like, is the
Yeah,
thing like, yeah.
I think it's one of his very best characters he's ever played as Stephen. Yeah, I sat down and watched that, and I never got around to the Hateful Eight when it first came out, and I watched that as well. But that one. It was good, but I think it's his parlor tricks were starting to wear on me, Tarantino, and in
Yeah.
recycling. I know he gets a lot of hay out of recycling the same actors. That was the first film I noticed where it was just starting to get a little bit stale.
What with your Uma
Samuel,
Thurmans and shit all the time?
yeah, and Michael Madsen and all that, and who's the Hans Lauder, the Christoph Waltz, who's always brilliant, but yeah, it just to me it started to feel a bit stale in that movie, where maybe he, you know, like a fresher cast probably would have been better. It's still a great movie, but yeah, to me it just sort of came a bit of a chore to watch the longer the movie went on.
I'm trying to think what's the last Tarantino movie I might have seen. Man, I've
Did
got
you ever
no.
watch Inglorious Bastards? Did you ever see that one?
God, if I did, man, what year?
Oh, around 08 or 09. Yeah, somewhere around there.
I might have, but I probably haven't seen it since then.
Because there was always this big gap, it felt like, with Tarantino. Because he did Jackie Brown. It was like 5 or 6 years before he came back with Kill Bill. I don't think it was like 5 or 6 years. Oh no, sorry, I lie. It was because Death Proof was in the middle. It just sort of feels, but that was sort of tied in with the Grindhouse project he did with Robert Rodriguez and Planet Terror. They like the two films were sort of shown back to back, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. Death Proof, yeah, and then he did Inglorious Bastards, then
Yeah,
Django.
it's probably one that I have to go back and see. But like after a while, I think what you were saying before, when the parlor tricks start to wane, like you sign up for one of these movies, you expect to see some violence at some point, right?
Yeah,
Like, you want to see ears getting cut off and limbs getting cut off and crazy 88s
yeah.
and things like that is what you sign up for in those movies. All right, so that is quite the rap sheet this week.
Yeah, well, I'm
Ghost
always
Ghost Ghost Rider. Fucking, I wasn't expecting that to be the first cab off the rank.
yeah. Well, the casting sort of caught me um, by surprise. Yeah, because it doesn't yeah, like I mentioned, it doesn't really sort of lends itself to him. But we'll see how we go. Because he's got that sort of Star Wars Starfighter film coming out, I think next year. So yeah, he sort of, and he was in that Project Hail Mary, I think, that did huge numbers. So yeah, he's really turning himself wholeheartedly into more genre stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll see what
Hey,
happens. But
out of interest, who was it? Like, who was it in the Hitcher remake? Was it who was that in the remake?
Sean Bean,
Oh yeah, I thought Sean Bean was the original. Who was the original one then?
the original was Rodger Hauer.
Yeah, all right, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, great
we watched
movie.
the original one night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but I'd seen it like many years before. Great movie. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's just a very suspenseful thriller. Yeah, and Rodger Hauer's fantastic in it, and so is Jennifer Jason Leigh, and I forget who the male lead was. I've only ever seen the remake once with Sean Bean. I don't really remember it. But yeah, The Hitcher.
Yeah, because I was trying to think about it. So that's the one where he pulls that Sheila apart with the truck, right?
Yes, yeah, her
Yeah,
gruesome death.
I remember that death. That was fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because we watched like 5 Rutger Hauer movies.
yeah,
um, but yeah, I was trying to remember the name of this one, and I remember that there was a remake with Sean Bean.
mm.
But I was trying to track down the original one. Because I want to revisit that this weekend. No real idea why. Um,
What about how he thinks he's escaped him, and he just walks in and sits down next to him in the cafeteria?
yeah, or the severed finger and the fries.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so gross.
Like
Yeah, where are
I
you
love how like
from?
he waves at him. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you from? Disneyland.
Yeah. I love that what about when the kid's pulling up at the diner and he's like he falls asleep at the wheel like 4 times?
Yeah.
Like I'm
And
surprised he
what
didn't die
about
before meeting him.
yeah, and how the station wagon goes past and he's in the back of it with the family?
Yeah, yeah, and he like waves through the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like Midnight Ride almost. Like he's like
Yeah.
just constantly there. Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Because a few of those movies I want to see again. I still think the ultimate movie you've ever whacked on has to be the Osterman Weekend. Like that one is just is such a high bar. I don't think there's any way. Like the crazy numbers that Brand New Day is doing right now. It is nothing compared to the satisfaction I had that night seeing that.
Was that Rodger Hauer as well?
Yeah,
Was he in that? Yeah.
and John Hurt.
Yeah. And Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, that's right. I think Dennis Hopper is in there, and
Yeah, and
Chris
so's
Sarandon.
yeah, Chris Sarandon, yeah.
Yeah, what about when they're at the pool scene and the dog comes up to Chris and starts barking? Piss off! He kicks it away.
Yeah, Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson is so funny in that one about you make a move for this bat, John, you'll be wearing it in your ass for a month. He's like smashing up his kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Osterman Weekend is where it's at. I tell you, that was such an awesome watch. Yeah, and what Meg Foster was in it as well. I forgot
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
right. Yeah.
Have you read the actual Ludlum book?
I have, yeah. I've read yeah, he's born books, obviously.
Yeah.
The Scarlatti Inheritance. That's a pretty good book as well. The Osterman Weekend. I enjoyed the Apocalypse Watch. That actually has an adaptation as well. It was a TV movie with Patrick Bergin. The Matterees Circle is a good book. The Cry of the Halidin, I enjoyed as well. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot of his books. Yeah, I wish more of them did get adapted. A few of them did, but I guess like Born is like the Jupiter. It just pulls everything into its gravity, and we get Born for the upteenth time. But he wrote a lot of good books that I wish
No, that
got more of
happens
a
to all of
chance.
them, eh?
Yeah, I know
Like
the
like
Gemini Contenders got made with Michael Caine, but I've never seen that one. Yeah, the Osterman Weekend. Um, the Rhineman exchange.
Well, obviously, we need to remake the Osterman Weekend with Jai Courtney.
Yeah, yeah, the Osterman weekend.
It doesn't need a remake. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, what about Lawrence Fawcett, the character that John Hurt plays? Let me show you
Mm.
something I keep in case I get to enjoying myself too much. He carries around his wife's snuff film. Like when that scene came up, and I remember saying out loud, "Do it, play it, like do it, do it," and he actually played it for Rutger Hauer. Like I'm like, I can't fucking believe that just happened. Oh, and they make it like this real serious moment. God, it was brilliant. I could not stop cracking up at that. That was so great. You know, like, I know it's meant to be played up as this real red stake sort of moment for the characters, but just the way that that was cut together, they had to have been taking the piss. Like, there's no way that was done for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was excited because it was announced. Oh, it was a while ago now, probably 5 or 6 years ago, that Dwayne Johnson's production company had the license to do to the Ludlum universe, and pretty much nothing's happened. I have a theory as to why.
Mhm.
Maybe because all these books are old. Most of these books were written in the 70s and 80s, and some
Yeah.
into the 90s.
Well, they're
Maybe
starting
just
to lapse.
well, maybe just modern technology has ruined it. Because so much of it is like the suspense is like ducking to a payphone and making a call and things like that. Maybe modern technology has just ruined a lot of the suspenseful techniques that made the book such a page turner. That's one of my theories. You could do them as period pieces, but they might lose some broader appeal,
Well,
and that would
I
be
think I think
expensive.
I think the whole sort of period piece aspect is sort of proven that it doesn't really fly, does it?
Well, I think the proof is in the pudding of the Bourne Identity. It's a fantastic film, but it's not a very faithful adaptation. He basically takes the story of they fish a guy out of the sea with no memory who's an assassin. They pretty much just take that core idea. It's a whole original story they've wrapped around him, because they had to update it to the then present time of 2002.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the key. Just take the core idea. What if the Third Reich, the apocalypse watch, what if the Nazis never went away, and just sort of bring it into the modern day, or maybe that's the key to doing it. But yeah, it's a shame that we haven't seen anything else from that universe, because they keep persisting with Bourne to various degrees of success. And I think there's a remake coming. They're remaking the Bourne Identity. So it's tough to get excited about it because Matt Damon, like, I don't think you'll ever find a guy that will play it as good as him. And they did those Bourne Legacy spin-offs with Jeremy Renner playing an original character.
Yeah, that's right. I was because I actually thought for a moment there that was a flat out recast. Um,
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't think. And they did have that television show Treadstone, which I've never seen.
yeah.
Um, so that was the program that turned them all into assassins. So it's yeah, great film. It was one of those. I always remembered that movie because I wasn't keen on it. My friends, it was just such a weird thing how it all panned out. My friends practically had to drag me to the cinema to watch it, and I ended up walking out the biggest Bourne fan, and I just devoured the books, and devoured a lot of Ludlum's other novels. It turned me into a fan for life. So it's funny how things
Yeah,
work
I
out.
can still remember you turning into a rabid frenzy over the Born Supremacy trailer when it dropped.
Yeah, well, I was so excited to yeah, because I love the Bourne Identity. It was one of the best films I saw that year. Yeah, it just blew me away. Because the trailers weren't that good, and even Matt Damon says that. When they call things a sleeper hit, that's when something that was supposed to flop didn't. Because the trailers didn't blow me away. um, so I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know, it didn't really grab me, but I went to see it and loved it. I think I saw it twice from memory. I enjoyed it that much. And yeah, snapped up the DVD when it came out. Got the special edition when it came out. Was pumped for the Bourne Supremacy, which was a fantastic film as well. So um, yeah, it started a love affair that continues to this day.
And
But I had to
remain
be,
remain faithful ever since, right?
yeah, it just took four blokes to fucking drag me by the ankles to go and see it.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be one. Yeah, I thought it was a bit crude in some places. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, well, they tried to sell me on Men in Black too, and that wasn't good. I said, "All right, fellas, from this point on, I'm picking the movies."
yeah. I
Um,
remember the first time I think I saw the original Man in Black, Men in Black. Man, I don't give a shit about
yeah,
about any of this stuff. Like, I get what it's doing. It's not really for me.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I saw, yeah, Men in Black One was quite a big deal when it came out. Yeah, always enjoyed Tommy Lee Jones in those movies.
Yeah.
So, and that was sort of the selling point for the second one because he's written out at the end of the first one where he leaves the job and has his um well, the cover story is he awakens from his coma, but then there's another threat, and they need to go find Kay
Duke's
and restore
Duke's
his memory.
Duke's come out of his coma.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones really makes those movies,
Uh,
and I believe in the third one it's Josh Brolin playing a young version of him.
yeah, Agent K, isn't it? I think
Yeah,
I
Agent K.
I ever only saw it the once. I mean the first one the once. I never bothered with it again.
Yeah,
It's not really something for me, man. I mean,
yeah,
but like the
I,
world as we knew it was in like an alien frenzy at the time. Like there was like what there was like Men in Black, there was Independence Day, you know, Alien Resurrection, and then like all the way up until like fucking Signs in 2002. It was just non-stop alien movies
yeah.
constantly around the
I
time, and
think
I thought this is just one more of those things. Why bother with it?
I think the high point of that whole franchise was the animated series. It's a really sort of surprisingly mature take on it. Men in Black, the animated series, where they could really sort of flesh it out. It was a really cool show. I never watched it a whole lot, but the episodes I did catch were honestly some of them were better than the movies.
I think it had a slot on Cheese TV for a little bit there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Men in Black, the series.
Yeah, because everything had an animated series back then. I wonder why they don't do that anymore now. I suppose because everyone's animation style of choice is whatever fucking anime is trending.
Yeah. Well,
At this
kids don't
point.
watch cartoons,
Yeah,
at least not the way those ones were produced and aired.
yeah.
Um, that's pretty much the long and short of it. Yeah.
I think the only one that does it is Jurassic with Camp Cretaceous and
Yeah.
Chaos Theory and those series. I think there's another one coming as well. Um, those sort of 3D style episodes. Like I think that's the only one that's really stuck with it and has only gotten better over time with it.
Yeah.
Um, cartoon sort of series tie-ins these days just simply don't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Different world now.
Like in particular, ones that tie in with a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Jurassic, like with Camp Cretaceous, that's easy because that clearly ties in with the 2015 film. Like it bends over backwards to be attached to that, and it does allude to Fallen Kingdom towards the tail end of one of the seasons. I can't remember which one. Well, they're not really seasons; they're more like series.
Yeah.
But again, then it's fully attached to Fallen Kingdom, and then Chaos Theory is fully attached to Dominion.
Yeah.
Like so, those series, while they're doing their own thing, they are still byproducts of whatever movie has come out. I don't know if they ever walked a line with Rebirth though, but I'm guessing something will be coming out that will flirt with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I still think to to this day. Like I'll be saying that till I'm blue in the face. I think the only series since its birth up until now that can breathe deep and breathe easy is Jurassic. I think everything else has shit the bed at some point or another.
Yeah, history may prove it right. It seems to be in the healthiest shape. Every other sort of long-running franchise is sort of had its sort of peaks and troughs, but yeah, Jurassic may sort of outlive them all, almost to a fault. Again, it's the Jupiter. It's just got this gravitational pull that pulls everything in. I was kind of sad to hear that the end of Oak Street has not done so well in its opening week, because I would love to see more original dinosaur properties, but it's a vortex. Jurassic just fucking swallows everything, anything even related to dinosaurs, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I would love to see sort of more original dinosaur properties. But it's hard when, yeah, Jurassic just fucking owns the turf. It is fucking Avon
Yeah,
Barksdale.
I'm
It's the
I'm
kingpin.
trying to remember who actually fucking said it. Was it Michael Crichton or was it Frank Marshall? But someone made a mention. It could have even been Stan Winston that said it, and it was Jurassic owns dinosaurs. Um,
Yeah.
that's that's it. Like, like not in any legal sense of the term, just in that creative sense of the term. They own dinosaurs. Like, who's going to argue the toss with that?
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, for good and bad reasons.
Yeah.
I probably will go and see it. I have some time um on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, so I might see if there's an afternoon showing, because yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me. It's an original story. It's very lean with its running time, only 90 odd minutes. And yeah, it looks really good. So yeah, it's a shame that it has not. It's done all right, but I sense that they were expecting it to do a lot better than what it has done.
Yeah, but if they were going into this expecting the overnight success of Jurassic, then they were there for the wrong reasons
I
anyway.
don't think they were.
Like,
I think they
yeah.
were expecting,
I mean, we have to be a bit sensible, right?
I don't think they were expecting that, but I think they were expecting it to do better.
Well, it wasn't that long. I mean, like what I said, I think I said before we went live, like what it's been just over a year since Rebirth, and not to
Hmm.
mention like what we've just launched a whole new Jurassic toy line, um, and all of that, and like the fact that they don't need a tie-in movie at all to move product, like I think that speaks volumes of the condition that the franchise is in.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not doing sort of like what Playmates is doing with Mighty Morphin. Like, it's not doing what Hasbro's doing with fucking G1. Like, it dips into 1993 occasionally, but pretty much every dinosaur species on their lineup this year has been something new. Like,
Yeah, I
that's
picked up one
no other toy
a
line is
week or two
doing that,
ago.
man. Like, no other established toy line with 30 years under the belt is doing that right now.
Yeah, I picked up one a week or two ago. I forget what it was. Actually, I think it was a Baryonyx that I don't own one, so I thought, why not, right? So
I finally got the Hammond collection Indominus Rex.
yeah, okay.
So I'll put her downstairs, in the glass cabinet later. Um, but yeah, that's the only one that I've scored recently. Like, I mean, Hammond collection. Like, I think we're getting the Hammond collection Dilophosaurus is coming, and the Mutadons are coming.
Yeah, okay.
So if you missed out on the JP Dilophosaurus, the Rebirth one is coming out. I think it's just a retool, or a redeco of the Park one.
Yeah, right, okay.
Um, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same figure. So if you missed it, there'll be a chance to score it again.
Yeah, cool.
Um, and the Super Colossal Distortus Rex just came out. Um, or at least, I don't know if it's only just come out. I've only just found out about it, and I live under a rock in my online life. So maybe this thing has been out for like 18 months. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's one that I definitely want to pick up as well.
Yeah.
Whenever I can find it, like it's, if you can't find it, you can't find it.
Yeah.
But like that's what I mean. Like I know, oh yeah, and I think the first car has been added to the Hammond collection. I think it's the Jeeps from the first movie. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm like, yeah, well, like that's what I'm talking about. Like it's taken them, like the Hammond collection's not a new thing. Like, and it's taken, like it's been around for like 6 years now or something like that. Or it feels like it's been like at least 6 years, like maybe 5 years or so. Like definitely since at least 21, it's been a thing. And only now is it doing its first Jurassic vehicle from the original movie. Like they didn't go the Hasbro Playmates way of just doing nothing but JP toys from 93.
Yeah.
And it's still thriving, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in fact, I think Dominion had more toys introduced into the Hammond collection than what the original film did for the longest time.
Yeah. I'm on the hunt. I would love to own a Smilodon, but it's proving
Oh, yeah,
there is
saber-tooth
a
tiger, Smilodon.
yeah, there is a brand that they look good, but they're like statues. They're not articulate. There was a really cool one that they used Battle Cat's color scheme. I forget the company, but they looked really good. But yeah, I'm sort of still on the hunt for it. I wonder if Mattel will ever sort of dive into like other sort of megafauna. It'd be pretty cool to see. Um, yeah, all the like sort of these other sort of prehistoric creatures.
Did you know during the ice cream scene in the first movie, when it passes the Jurassic Park memorabilia, when it zooms in on Hammond, did you know that those purple plush toys were actually Smilodons?
Oh no, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no reason to think that they weren't made.
Yeah, I was reading about. I always like to read about movies that didn't get made, and apparently in the 90s, it was based on a book. I forget the name of the book, but yeah, it involves these prehistoric saber-toothed tigers getting thawed out and going on a rampage in LA. I think Tom Cruise was attached to it. What a fucking, what a fucking mad movie that would have been. And I believe at one stage, I think Stallone was attached to it as well. Like, fucking inject that shit into my veins.
What's the bet? Stallone bought it and tried to repurpose it into a Rambo
Yeah.
script or some shit like that.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Yeah, yeah. It's Rambo going up against fucking thawed out mutant Smilodons.
Yeah, fucking absolutely. Shit, yeah.
Like, at this point in time, like why the hell not, right?
I know, right? Like, that sounds fucking amazing.
It's interesting because that's the sort of zany shit that I actually think would do well. I think one of the things that's totally hurt um cinemas in general, right, is everything needs to be looked at as though it's a fucking masterpiece or it's trying to be a masterpiece. Like
Mm.
I thought a bit of this when I first saw Jurassic World Rebirth in cinemas, and I saw everyone get hung up about the fucking Snickers bar at the start of the movie. Like, guys, I think the movie's being straight up about what you can expect about it. I don't think this was trying to be a masterpiece. And if you were coming into this expecting it to be one, like, mate, sorry, no refund, suckers. Like, why would you look at an eighth, like what, or a seventh installment, hoping it was going to be masterpiece material? Like, why would you do that this late into the game? Like, but it's not just with Jurassic; they do it for everything. Like they look at 65, right? The Adam Driver dinosaur movie. Like they look at that, and they go like, "Oh yeah, nah, man. Like I was really hoping for a lot from this thing. Like fucking why? Why were you? Like it was
Yeah.
pretty upfront about what it was going to be. Like what did you expect? Like for somewhere along the line, everything just needs to be a masterpiece all the time. Now maybe when you're in a room plastered with fucking Terminator 2 and Alien memorabilia, you think everything at the time is a massive hit. Like that's just not how it is, man.
Yeah, I always appreciated that shot of the Snickers wrapper because it lets you know what, okay, I can have a good time with this. I don't need to think about it. When a Snickers wrapper destroys a multi-million dollar fucking science lab, yeah, yeah, I'm glad Coep did that. I'm not sure if it was in the script or not, but I'd assume it was. Yeah, that's just Coep, who's very experienced, letting you know you can have fun with this. Don't think too much about it. Um, and yeah, that's exactly what it was, and that's what I did. The
See,
yeah, if you were expecting something more after that, that sounds like an issue, not an ish me.
yeah, I know, right? And like again, like I know you see all these things in jest, but there's people, right, that genuinely believe this. A Snickers wrapper causes the plot of Jurassic World Rebirth.
Mm.
Well, no, it actually doesn't, because Zora and Duncan and Loomis were all going to the island anyway, regardless of all that did was give the D-Rex an excuse to show up at the end of the movie, and it's not really a plot point at all. Like the film has got absolutely nothing to do with the D-Rex. Like this whole thing is a totally an isolated environment for everything else that happens in the movie. Like the Mosasaurus was always going to attack the boat. The Quetzalcoatlus was always going to eat Leclerc. Like the Titanosauruses were always going to be there. Like the Snickers wrapper changed none of that. You know, like that was always going to happen regardless of what happened in that lab.
Yeah.
Like I find it funny that people see that, they see what it does in an isolated segment of a film, but they've applied it across the board for everything that happens in the movie. Like no. Like I remember seeing a comment once and it was, maybe if you stopped passively watching movies and actively started watching them, you'd realize that there's actually been a lot of good stuff that's come out over the years.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good stuff on the way. There's a ton of good stuff on the way.
Yeah.
If, like I sort of said a month or so ago, if you can't find something decent to look forward to, um, yeah, that's probably a you problem. um, I don't think it's the films that are necessarily the problem. There's a ton of good stuff on the way in the next year or two. So,
I'm sure there is.
yeah.
I'm just not really a movie sort of going guy. I mean, it definitely doesn't help the fact that pretty much every cinema in a drivable
Mm,
vicinity to me is totally closed. Like, mate, I'm not going 8 fucking hours round trip for a Spider-Man movie. I'm just not,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Onslaught. That's coming out in a month or two. I'm looking forward to Street Fighter is in October. Werewolf, David Eggers' film, is in December. I was reading a month or two ago. It's a ways off yet, but Ridley Scott and Hugh Jackman um, are getting a remake of Treasure Island um, off the ground. I would love to see Hugh Jackman's take on Long John Silver. So there's a ton of good shit out there. Don't Move looks interesting. A giant prehistoric spider. I'm sold. um,
Well, why the
so
hell not?
yeah,
You
I've
know what
actually
I
got the
mean?
book of that on the way, and I'm pretty lucky because I don't believe that book ever was released in Australia. So I've ordered it from the US, so it's might take another week or so to get here, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. It just sounds like a great sort of one and done creature feature. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. If
I've got a quick question about David Kep, right?
mm,
Now, that Snickers wrapper thing, because I remember all these guys that have pretty much fucking hated everything outside of the two Spielberg movies. They hate all the cartoons, they hate all the world movies, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know the guys I'm talking about. When David Kep was announced to be the writer for Rebirth, they all said, this is it. This is exactly it. We're going to be back on track, baby, and all of that. And when you see the sort of the behind the scenes, right, and like yeah, like I know like what they had those rules, like Warner Brothers had those rules about Wile E. Coyote, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
David kept made similar rules for the Jurassic World movies, like everything is canon and all this kind of stuff. I can't help but think he did the Snickers wrapper right off the start, going, "We're not going serious, guys. Like none of these movies have been serious." Like I can't help but think it was he did that as a bit of a reminder,
yeah,
like as to what this actually is. Like I
yeah.
don't know. Like, would you put that past him?
No, not at all. He's a very experienced screenwriter. He's had a long career. He knows um yeah, I think he, yeah, 100% could have done that. I was surprised because the film really played up the horror aspect a lot. Because that
Hmm.
was one of the best shot for me in the whole film was the Spinosaurus laying on its side and the camera pans away and it gets up and slinks into the water
It
and it
eats
played up,
Nina. Yeah.
yeah, and it really played up the stealth. Like they're so big and they weigh tons, but you still need to keep your wits about you because they don't give away their predators. They don't give away their position. Um, I always that was a. I remember actually sort of backing the movie up and watching that again. It was just so fucking creepy. It looks like a rock, and then it just got up and slinked into the water and circled around her. It really played up the horror a lot more um, than some of the previous films had done.
And not to mention, it's also probably the most well lit movie out of all of them as well. Like you look at Fallen
Yeah,
Kingdom, it's constantly dark and rainy and stormy and gothic cathedrals and volcanoes and all this sort of shit. But it's not a very sort of lit movie, and pretty much all of the real sort of action pieces in this all take place during the day. They're like there's only the mutadons at the end at the servo that's actually at night, and of course the D-Rex with the helicopter and that kind of thing. Um, yeah, that Spinosaurus just getting up and pawning it. Like, look at the Quetzalcoatlus scene where it chases Leclerc up the cliffside, the temple side, and then it swallows him alive.
yeah,
Um, like Christ, like you're not dying in its mouth, you're dying in its stomach. You
yeah,
know, like you're still alive when you're in there. You know, like ugh, that was a bit full on. Like it wasn't like when the T Rex eats Gennaro and just rips him to absolute shreds. Like he's got nothing to worry about. His troubles are over. Or Eddie getting ripped in half. Like this guy was swallowed alive.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
Definitely.
Like
Pretty brutal.
what a shit way to die that is. And not to mention the D Rex eating Martin towards the end. Oh, I'm sorry, Martin. Um, yeah, I actually started rewatching Rebirth the other night. Like, I forgot just how good of a movie it actually was, because I wasn't, because I was always sort of, because it was a very interesting, just everything about it compared to just about every other Jurassic movie that they'd done. Because this was fast tracked and everything, like this thing. So I kind of just, and not to mention, like, I think out of pretty much everything with the Jurassic World moniker, I think it had the least amount of species in it as well. Like it really pulled back the amount of dinosaurs that were actually in the movie.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, like the T-Rex rocks up. Like the T-Rex is there for a good time and not a long time. Like I think
Yeah,
it has about 7 minutes and then it's gone. Um like that's it. Um like the Titanosaurus, the Spinosaurus scene, which I'm pretty sure the Spinosaurus stole the show. I wish we saw more of the D-Rex, but like again, like pretty much the entire feel of it is pretty much Gareth Edwards and kept pretty much just the whole idea of Rebirth is it's there for a good time and not a long time.
yeah,
And it's pretty lean as well compared to the other ones. Like I think like that extended Dominion, like what like that was a bit of a saga.
yeah,
But I think this is pretty much how they're all going to be from now on. Like, I think, like, when you look at something like Dominion that didn't have enough dinosaurs to put on the fucking screen at any given time, I think this is the real sweet spot for it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Rebirth a lot more going through it that second time. Like, yeah, no, that was definitely a major win, and I love the reactions that this working title Jurassic World Liberation is getting. Like, one of the things that I keep seeing rock up is, oh, why are they bothering with another one of this? Because Rebirth was a fucking massive hit. It like that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Uh, I just find it interesting, man. Like, it's not like we're talking quantum physics here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
if you build it, they will come. But yeah, you checking out much for the weekend?
Yeah, I might what finally get around to leaving Las Vegas. Nick Cage and Elizabeth Shue after
Oh yeah,
listening
yep.
to David and Margaret's review. Um, yeah, I'll probably watch that tomorrow. Still working my way through the Musketeers.
Oh yeah, yep.
Um, so yeah, really fun show, very action packed. Um, what else? Yeah, and just a couple of random um,
Mm.
sort of movies. Um, Margaret and David reviewed John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars. I remember watching that um, back in the day. I revisited it around 2019 or so back in my old place. So I might have some fun with it. I might even watch 20 minutes tonight while I wind down. So yeah, what about yourself?
I might make a start on that massive Lego Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
finally, because I did do the Triceratops. I got the Triceratops sort of just sitting on the computer desk at the moment. Like this thing, like yeah, I think this took a couple of hours, and the T Rex is like 3 times the size of this. Um, so I might finally get around to that one. And I might just sort of prowl around and see what else anyone thinks about Rebirth. Because I've sort of been going on a bit of a kick with that now that it's been out for a year and just sort of gauging how everyone's feeling about it. Because we do have this next movie that's coming now as well. Like, I think pre
Yeah.
production on Liberation is going full steam ahead. And I'm keen to see where that goes. And yeah, I'm just sort of fascinated by the fact that Jurassic seems to be the only series that's in good nick. Like it never, like, I mean, you could make the point of um Jurassic Park 3 might have been the only time where it really um was sort of at a crossroads with where the hell it could go next, but I don't sort of chalk it all up to that film. Like, I mean, because in the interim, Stan Winston died, and when Michael Crichton croaks, like, like you're not really playing with a full deck. So, but I think it's I think that 14-year wait though, it wasn't like it brought out a long-awaited fourth installment and then it just faded into obscurity. Like, it's bigger and better and stronger than it's ever been. Um, so clearly, the amount of thought that was put into it worked. Um,
Yeah.
and I just find that quite interesting. And when I see what other people compare it to, like they'll compare it to something like the Blade Runner sequel and say Jurassic should have done this. Yeah, but look at the Blade Runner sequel. It fell immediately back into obscurity. Um, like, I don't think, and granted, that's not a franchise. Come on, it was like a C-list movie from 4 decades ago. Um,
Yeah. They keep trying to turn it into one, but
yeah, it's not one. It's not. I'm tired of when you say Blade Runner franchise. How do you not feel like an idiot when you say that out loud? Um, yeah, then you look at things like Star Wars that's been in dire straits and stuff like that, like toys not selling and shit like that, and Jurassic just seems to keep doing its thing. So I might do a bit of looking into that as to why that is. And not to mention, it's never had to go the G1 syndrome way. I mean, because you do that when you pretty much give up, right? Like, you go into your member berries territory the way Hasbro seems to have done with Transformers and Power Rangers, and Jurassic just hasn't done that. So like
yeah.
I'm 100% convinced. Like when someone said, like when Jurassic World Rebirth was announced, someone said, "Oh, I don't like the fact that it's using the world title." Well, why the fuck wouldn't it? It's like three massive successful movies. Like, why wouldn't it stick with that branding? You know,
Yeah.
like, of course you would, right? It's a no-brainer. So yeah, apart from Lego Dinosaurs and checking that out, probably not too much. I might do another stream tomorrow and finish up Resident Evil 9. I think I'm at the tail end of that. It shouldn't have too much more to go. Like, I'm pretty sure we're well into the third act of that now. Gotta say, I like the first half of it a lot better than the second half. Like, the first half should sort of be its own game. This sort of feels like Resident Evil 10 now, and like it's completely different from what that first half was. The spooky shit that I liked about it just doesn't seem to be there anymore, but I'll see it through.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I might even dip into Dino Crisis because I want to go through another oldie, and I do have those on Steam, and see how they play since I'm in a little bit. I'm starting to go back into my dinosaur mood, so I think that's probably where I'll end up finding myself. And with that all said, I'll park us there tonight with the stream, and everyone be sure to stay out of trouble. Or do go full steam ahead and get into trouble like some of these franchises, because at the end of the day, what was that? What was that saying that you just said? That's a you. That's an issue and not an ish me.
Yeah.
Okay, take it easy, everyone. Catch us on the next one.